Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pasyata Deshitarne Namo Mahabandanyaya Krishna Prem Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Nandi Gaura Trise Namaha Namo Brahmanya Devaya Gobraman Hitaya Cha Jagaritaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpa Tirubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna. So my name is Mahashakti Das. Some of you may know me. I have been a Krishna conscious devotee since 1970, 71. And I've been practicing Krishna consciousness regularly for all those years. So you may want to hear some of my realization. Maybe that will benefit you, those who are practicing, those who are interested. When I make these videos, I'm looking toward the future. So sometime 1,000, 2,000 years from now, if YouTube is still here, people will be able to see my videos and appreciate direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, and maybe gain some knowledge of God and the spiritual master, insight from someone who's been practicing for so many years. So there is no doubt that the process works. Krishna consciousness is the process of cleansing the heart from material desires and material attachments to allow the supreme transcendental Cupid, who is Krishna, to enter one's heart, to dance freely as he desires, and to basically conquer the heart. So we, as spirit, soul, Atma, we have at the present moment, we have these material bodies, mind, intelligence, ego. And beyond this is the Atma, which is the self. So when this Atma comes in contact with Krishna, one becomes immersed in bhakti, pure, loving, transcendental leelas of Lord Krishna, and the pastimes and the personal of Krishna. Again, Krishna is the Lord of the heart. So in the material world, our heart is conquered by the wife, the children, bank balance, so many attachments, unlimited attachments. The Vedas describe it as the branches of the tree and the leaves of the tree and the fruits of the tree. The roots of the tree are in the spiritual world, but the leaves and the branches and all the twigs represent the unlimited desires of the material world. So in the material world, the heart is not satisfied. It is always burning. So it is burning with lust. So here we have what is known as Cupid. Cupid shoots his arrows of lust and desire at us. And we desire to have so many things, so many material things, because we are always looking for satisfaction. But an intelligent person knows that he cannot satisfy his material lust. When someone comes in contact with the bona fide spiritual master, he learns Bhagavad Gita as it is and realizes that material desires burn. They cause burning sensation because they are unfulfilled. So our Prabhupada says our proposal is you take up Krishna consciousness and you give your devotion to Krishna. And he, being the supreme transcendental Cupid, will bring you into a relationship with him, and he will reveal himself to you, to the heart. So everyone is looking for fulfillment. Only, however, Krishna is this space, this area, namely the heart of the living being. That area is the property of Lord Krishna. That is his domain. No one has any ability or any entrance into that domain other than the Lord. He is the proprietor. And he is such a wonderful proprietor. Lord Krishna, he plays such a beautiful flute to the melody that pleases him, which automatically pleases us. And so people are attracted to Cupid, but Krishna is millions of times more attractive than Cupid. So we want to become attached to this level of joy and happiness. This is called transcendental pleasure. So there's different levels of pleasure in the material world. And every body, whether higher planet, lower planet, Earth, 3 different levels, all the beings have different types of material bodies. These material bodies are the conduit for happiness. So we are limited. Prabhupada teaches this. We're limited by the type of body that we have. So you may have so much money, so many wives. You may be very, very beautiful. But you can only enjoy so much because you have so much. There's only one level of senses: ear, eyes, nose, tongue. The denizens of the celestial world have greater capacity for enjoyment because they have a better body. Here on Earth, the animals cannot enjoy as much as the humans because they have an animal body. Denizens of the lower planets cannot enjoy as much as we can. Everything is relative based on the type of body that you have. A man can be worth many billions of dollars, but if he's dying of cancer, how much is he able to enjoy his living? So everything is based on our body type. In Krishna consciousness, we go beyond the body type. So no one in Krishna consciousness is limited to their birth, their sex, their nationality. Because Krishna consciousness is transcending to the body. In other words, when someone is tasting a little bit, even just a little bit of ecstasy of Krishna consciousness and attachment to Krishna, he feels what is called bhava. Bhava is spiritual emotion, not like the same taste that we get in the material world. This is different. This is a very deep spiritual emotion. And this bhava churns the heart in a different way than any other experiences that we have in the material world. And this bhava, as it gets more mature, it turns into prema. A devotee who is free from material desires is able to taste love of Krishna 24 hours a day. He can be immersed just thinking of Krishna immediately. He can embrace Krishna in his heart. So Krishna consciousness is generally meant for the liberated soul. So someone who's finished his business in the material world, he is ready for Krishna consciousness. But what about the rest of us who are filled with material desires? Should we be left behind? We also have a desire somehow to be God conscious. Therefore, Rupa Goswami, who was empowered by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, came 500 years ago to teach this process of Krishna consciousness called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is meant for both the conditioned soul and the liberated soul. So if you're conditioned and you have material desires and you're thinking you're the body, that is okay. You are still able to practice Krishna consciousness, which is the same thing, the same practice that purely liberated souls are practicing. So it is brought down to the point where anyone can practice Krishna consciousness with no prior qualification. So when you take up the practice of Krishna consciousness under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, you learn to regulate your senses and bring in your demands. Your demands. Bring them in. You lasso them. You control them. The Krishna consciousness is meant to help us focus our mind on Krishna. And doing this will gradually release us permanently from the constant onslaught of material desires which originate in the mind. So as the mind calms down, one begins to truly taste affection for the name of Krishna, the form of Krishna, the devotee of Krishna, the land, the planet, the pastimes, everything in relation to Krishna becomes highly interesting and desirable by the liberated devotee. So when we are beginning our practice, we don't have this type of intense attachment to Krishna, but it will be there in time. As we shed our material desires, we increase our attachment to Krishna until it culminates in bhava and then prema. So the gradual process, so we cannot expect results to happen of a lasting nature immediately. But we can taste Krishna consciousness from the get-go. That we can taste. but it may not remain with us because the mind is still filled with material desires. So we go on with our service and with our devotion to Krishna. And gradually, step by step, the material desires drop. They drop. They leave us so that our happiness and our joy in remembering the lotus feet of Lord Krishna remain. It doesn't go away. It vibrates within our heart because we've made room for Krishna by divesting ourselves of material desire. So the perfection of human life is to have our heart filled with transcendental love for Krishna and to reciprocate that love. Not that we just take this love, but we give it back because Krishna likes to taste the love of his devotee. So Narottam Das Thakur is praying, when, oh, when will that day be mine? That I will be running on the banks of the Jamuna yelling, Krishna, Krishna. When will I be able to give even a tiny bit of pleasure to Lord Krishna? When will that day be mine? So this process of Krishna consciousness is a gradual process of liberating the heart from all unwanted things and placing the focus of the mind on the Lord who is Krishna. Krishna being so kind, he delivers his devotee, he protects his devotee, he gives us the inspiration, the guidance, the strength to overcome any material obstacles. And when we are finished in this life, everyone has their time. No one lives forever. There is no need to try to live forever. Everyone's living maybe 100 years, maybe 75, in that range. That's the normal age in Kali Yuga, and it will get lower as time goes on. There's no need to try to extend artificially. If you live a nice, simple, Krishna conscious lifestyle, you will have a lengthy, healthy life. And if you use it to perform your bhakti, then you will have, as you age, the greatest gift you can ever gift yourself. You will possess real attraction for God. Something that you never even imagined is given to you because Krishna is so merciful and kind to his devotees. He appreciates our surrender. He does. He really sees our situation and he appreciates it. So he wants to reward us. He wants to bring us closer to his Leela. He wants to awaken the transcendental Cupid that he is within our heart. He wants to give us the best thing that he can give us, which is himself. Then, when the duration of this body is up, and it is time for us to move on, because this body is no longer able to stay alive. We must leave it. We must drop it. It will go by the wayside. But the fortunate bhakta, he who has executed Krishna consciousness loyally to Guru, Vaishnava, and Hare Krishna. At the time of his death, that devotee will be granted uninterrupted remembrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in a form that is most desired and wanted and desirable by the bhakta. And as soon as the devotee leaves his body, immediately, without any hesitation, immediately he's delivered to Gokul, which is the planet on some earth where the Supreme Lord is carrying out his pastimes. You will be transferred there, Prabhupada says, into the womb of a pure gopi. And then you will take that birth, and the form that you will be given is the form that you have meditated upon during your earth existence. This process of Krishna consciousness is not difficult to understand. It is logical. For someone who is giving up his material desires and focusing on Krishna, this understanding of karma, of the human body or bodies in general, of the Atma, and the Param Atma, the Supreme Atma, Krishna, everything is understandable. Because when you're on a higher level, you can understand with purified senses the absolute truth. But for someone who is not practicing Krishna consciousness, no matter how smart he is, what his IQ is, what his profession is, he cannot understand the inconceivable qualities of Krishna. He cannot understand how there can be a God. He is trying to use his small mind to figure out how can there be someone who has no cause other than himself. This is the situation. Krishna has no cause other than himself. Yes, he took birth from Mother Devaki, but that was not a forced situation. He gifted her this birth of himself, but he did it on his own will and sweet will. He did not have to take earthly birth from a mother. He is, after all, the cause of all causes. So, Krishna is always there with us. He never is away from us. Only we think he may not be there. So the purpose of Krishna consciousness is to awaken ourselves to our actual situation. When you take away the layers of unnecessary desire, you are left with pure desire. Then you will see everything the way it was meant to be. There's nothing artificial. You are, I am, everyone originally is a eternal associate and servant of Lord Krishna. But it is the Mahatma, the rare devotee, who matriculates, graduates from the practice of bhakti to join Krishna in Gokul. And when we see Krishna in Gokul, then we will be in our spiritual form and we can engage with the Supreme Lord in the beautiful pastimes that we have been meditating upon while here in the material world. So the real use, therefore, of material life is never to gain riches, fame, great wife, money, power. This is not the real purpose of the material world. But if you're not under the guidance of a real spiritual master, you will think that the purpose of the world is to gain these material things. But the guru is there to give you clear, purposeful intelligence. And under his guidance, we were so fortunate to have Srila Prabhupada, as you are. Under his strict eye, which never leaves the Lord, he's instilling in each one of us the intense desire to become Krishna conscious, to break away from this illusion. So few people get this opportunity. And of those that are given the opportunity, so few people graduate to become pure devotees. Our mission, which is to follow in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, is to help to expand the opportunity for others. So we must, if we consider ourselves disciples of Srila Prabhupada, we must somehow invite others to meet the transcendental Cupid of Lord Krishna. We pray that Krishna can give us the intelligence and the humility to deliver others, help them in seeing and tasting and desiring to be Krishna conscious. There is no better, greater, more important aim in human life than to become Krishna conscious and to establish Krishna consciousness here in the material world. We're trying our utmost to take this gift and to help make others fortunate. They may resist. They will resist. They cannot easily accept Krishna consciousness. They don't have a taste like we do. They have jaundice. They're suffering. So to give somebody sugarcane juice and say, here, drink this, this will help you with your jaundice. So when they take a sip, it tastes bitter. And we have to remind them, in the beginning, it will be bitter. But just like the sugarcane juice, your jaundice will clear. And soon the sugarcane juice will taste perfectly sweet. So in the same way, we beg you, take up this practice of bhakti. In the beginning, it will be bitter. But do not worry. Continue, and you will see very shortly how happy you become. And after a while, you'll say to yourself, oh my God, this is actual happiness. And outside of Krishna consciousness, there is nothing. You will come to this conclusion. And that will be a great, great boon for you in your journey as a soul going through the material world and ultimately going to the spiritual world. Everyone is a soul, distinct individual. Everyone is going through a journey. But most people are on a hamster wheel. They're simply chasing material desires. And we want them to get off of this hamster wheel and make actual progress in life. So devotee is everyone's well-wisher. We are not envious of anyone's possessions, anyone's situation in life. I can walk into a home that is worth $50 million, $100 million, and I would not blink an eye. You can be the most beautiful model in the world, absolutely stunning and gorgeous, and it would make no difference to me or to any devotee of the Lord. Money, fame, wealth, I can see the president of the United States or this place or that country. And of course, it's an honor, but it doesn't, I see them as servants of Krishna. That is a devotee's vision. So therefore, we are everyone's well-wisher. We don't take political sides. We don't take sides in this and that. We are sama. We're equal in our vision. We only want to distribute with intensity, compassion, and love Krishna consciousness. We want people to eat Krishna prasadam because that will save the planet from hunger. We want there to be a temple of Lord Krishna, to Lord Krishna, in every town and village in the world, because that will make the village happy. We want people to farm for Krishna, because they will be able to produce the most beautiful fruits and vegetables possible, that they will be able to offer to the Lord and to the devotees. The only thing missing from human society is actual knowledge of God. We don't want to place our faith in technology, science, or even medicine. These things have their limitations. So we cannot put all of our faith and say, oh, one day medicine, science will come up with an answer for cancer, heart disease, diabetes. They'll also come up with a solution for living forever. I don't have to worry about dying any longer. So I don't need your Christian. We'll figure this out without him. Besides, what has he done for us so far? What has he done for us? Everything. You're sitting there and the sun is shining on you and there's a beautiful breeze and you have a drink next to you, some nice cool lemonade, and you're pontificating. You don't think this is given to you by Krishna? You could be somewhere in hell or suffering some undesirable pain, but when you're being given this nice situation, you decide to deny God's existence. Krishna is our well-wisher. He does not desire us to have pain. Any discomfort or pain or problems that we have are due to our own karma, our own actions. So they are a result of our actions. So if we are producing bad results, we can also produce good results. And this is all mentioned in the Vedas. This knowledge should be distributed, which we are doing through our Bhagavad Gita. People should know that they are responsible for their actions and how they act will affect their future. So there is good karma, bad karma, and there is no karma. The good karma, if you do charity work, you open hospitals, or you help others, you try to be selfless in your activities, you care about others, this will benefit your good karma. But the result of good karma is next life. You will have some wealth, some prosperity, some good-looking body, healthy body. And you will be in a good situation, coming in to a good family. And if during the present life you are suffering, you have no money, legal problems, housing problems, marital problems, etc. This is due to bad karma from previous life. So this life, you can change everything for your future depending on how you act. But if you become devoted to Lord Krishna, the transcendental Cupid, the Supreme Lord, then you are acting in devotion. Everything you do for Krishna, you offer him leaf, flower, fruit, water. You chant his holy name. You visit him in the temple. You read about him. You offer the fruits of your labor to him. In this way, no karma, no reaction, which means next life you qualify either for birth in an excellent family or birth on a higher planet, or if you are pure devotee, birth in Gokul, spiritual world on earth. Any of these, you must know the science of Krishna consciousness, how it affects you. People in this age, they have intelligence completely misused. No one is able to apply their intelligence to their next life. This life, understanding karma, understanding what is akarma, sakarma, vikarma. Education must be there. Education must be there. Without education, you'll be fooled. So rather than just spend all of your good, valuable life and time trying to enjoy your senses, you should read Bhagavad Gita as it is. Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the books of my spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Read, educate, associate with others who are on the path. Gain knowledge, wisdom that will help you on your journey. Every devotee of Krishna is your well-wisher. Give freely to the devotees of Krishna. If you can't give your life, give your money. That is also good. Not that we, as devotees, require any Lakshmi or money, but whatever Lakshmi that you give, we will immediately use in Krishna's service. Personally, I would like to build a community, a Sharanagati, a Vaikuntha community of 1,500 homes with beautiful temple in the middle, entrance on all four sides, and at all four corners of the property will be 18-foot statues of the deity Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, who will completely protect all the devotees and keep out demoniac elements. We will have a large area for pasturing our cows, who will produce abundant milk, which will be able to produce for us ghee, cheese, butter, milk, yogurt, which will all be used in the offerings in the temple to Sri Radha Krishna, and then enjoyed by the devotees. This way, all the members of the community will live a nice, happy, healthy, long life. Now, the reason we are calling it Sharanagati is because we want you to come into the property, into our community, not based on purchasing a home. You do not require money to come into this community. The home will be given to you, not for you to keep, but to use. Sharanagati means complete surrender. So this community, you won't have possessions of your own. Everything will belong to the community. You'll be given a home, a Vastu home, nice home, one level, different size if you're single, a little larger if you're married with children. We'll have a school, playground, parks, or at least one. We'll have fantastic gardens, fruits, vegetables. So all these things we will have that I mentioned: medical, hospice care, medical, hospital type. And this will be in an area which I have not determined yet, but the ground will be fertile and we'll be able to live uh, all year in a rather comfortable situation. The idea being that this is going to be like Vaikuntha. You don't have to worry about your uh, trying to make a living to live here. We'll take care of that for you. What we only want, if you become part of our community, is we want your service. No lazies, no crazies. We want you to be engaged in cooking in the kitchen, taking care of the deity, uh, gardening, taking care of the cows, building homes, doing something, chanting Hare Krishna and Sankirtan, doing something of value for our community. No lazies, no crazies. Everyone works together. Sharanagati. So that is my desire. And I really hope and pray that I can launch this community and make it a reality on this earth. That is my desire. So if you have any questions about the community or you're interested, you leave me a message here or you can leave a comment. Otherwise, as always, we pray for the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Krishna to please kindly benedict us, because they and they alone are the greatest wealth of our heart. Hare Krishna.